Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this channel. So today we'll bring you update from the Niger. Niger is one of the Sahel region as they announced to sell their 1,000 metric ton of uranium to Russia. And guess the reaction, we will see the reaction of France. And secondly, we want to take you through how the FCT, Nyesom Wike was blocked, how the military armed men blocked Wike not to enter a parcel of land in Abuja. So we want to take you through that scenario to analyze what just happened. So ladies and gentlemen, please do well to stay and enjoy this update. So let's go. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So once again, they say France angry by the Niger plan to sell 1,000 metric ton of uranium to Russian. France has expressed its deep concern over the reported that Niger, the military junta, uh, General Tiani, is preparing to sell 1,000 metric ton of uranium to Russian, a move that the Paris view as a direct challenge to the Western influence in the Sahel state. So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. Okay, let me read it again. It's a move that the Paris view as a direct challenge to the Western influence in the Sahel state. A move that the Paris view it as a direct challenge to the Western influence in the Sahel state. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this statement? Okay, you guys actually know what actually has trespassed within this three region when we talk about Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. For decades, you know, France has been there in this Sahel region for good 50 years. And claiming that they were fighting insurgent, I mean terrorists, which the terrorists take most take over the territories, and the people of those territories was misplaced, and there was a lot of poverty. And for decades, France has been mining this uranium, buying it in the quinot. And now, when they ask France to pack their load, they do not longer want France again, since for the good 50 years they have been in Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali, the insurgent has misplaced their citizens. And there is a lot of poverty, no good road, no hospital, and they have all those resources. They kick France out. And you guys know what has been going on this decade, the battle with France and Mali, Niger, and Niger, which Russian actually came in. They partner with Russia and on China and other part of. So, ladies and gentlemen, since Russian came in to assist, since Niger, Burkina Faso, and Malian partner with uh, Russian and China, they have seen a good difference. Their country, those people that were misplaced with the terrorists, scattered, they have been coming back home because Russia has helped them to give them weapons and assist them to fight this insurgent in this three Sahel region, and they are taking over their territories. At this point in time, they have seen the result they have achieved just for the couple of 3 years, if not a couple of years. For 50 years that people, a continent, a country, a particular country has been in your country, taking your resources, claiming to fight insurgents, and you're paying all your tax and every bills to them, and nothing is really, no positive things is happening. And now people just came in for the period of 3 years, and you're seeing good result, economic boost, job for the citizen, road, and a lot of military uh, capability to fight the terrorists. And now Niger has declared that we want to sell our uranium to Russia, not just the Queen Not that France was buying it for a good price. And now France expressed his concern that is a direct challenge to the Western influence in the Sahel region. So, guys, I don't know what you think. Did you think that this is a real challenge to the Western influence that I have my own resources. This is my own business, and I decide who to sell my market to. Did you think that this is a challenge to the Western influence? If you think, do well to drop your own opinion. But I will show you why. I will take you through why France are really panicking. Another thing, another France said is alarmed by Niger-Uranium agreement with Russia. So Niger plans selling 1,000 uranium to Russian value of the value at around 170 million US dollars, citing the major geopolitical and security implication. So guys, this is another statement by France. Let me repeat it again. France said he's alarmed by Niger uranium agreement with Russia, as Niger planned to sell 1,000 ton uranium to Russian value of at around 170 million US dollars, citing major geopolitical and security implications. This is another statement being made by France. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how you take the statement. He said the exciting major geopolitical and insecurity implications. I think this statement sounds like a threat. So I don't know what France really mean here, that the Russian value of the Russian value at around 170 million US dollars is exciting major geopolitical and security implication. So I don't know what you think, guys. If you come across this update, I just want you to explain. But one thing I know, this statement sound as a threat. But this has been going on. This seems to be nothing, because France has tried all their possible best to destabilize the Sahel region. You just had the propaganda, what they were propagating against Malian, that the terrorist is taking over the Bamako, the capital city of Malian. But just of this recent, what happened? The Malian authorities, you know, came out to disclaim all these propagandas that they have been spraying to put fear in the heart of the people of Malian, and ask the French citizens to go out to leave Malians. So guys, you know all this. So I think this is not something, but is a question is that I decide to sell my market for good 50 years. You guys has been taking charge of this uranium. You guys are the one in charge, mining the uranium, taking as you want. Why is it that just this period of time we decided to fight to take over our sovereignty, to better our people life who are dying out of poverty? You guys are giving us threat. So guys, I don't know what you guys think. Something is wrong somewhere. All right, but let me show you something, what really happened. You should see what is going on. Then we'll come back. Take a look at this.
You insert them in, I'll show you now. You take out a little canister like this. Here it is, see? You pour this kerosene into it. People put them in their apartments. Our neighbors are always carrying these canisters around. And they use them for heating, and there are no emissions anywhere. That is, it all burns inside the apartment. Let me show you. You plug it into an outlet so that all the controls work. There's a CO2 sensor in there. Basically, you take out a little... They buy them for these kinds of stoves. Here they are. You insert them in. I'll show you now. You take out a little canister like this. Here it is, see? You pour this kerosene into it. People put them in their apartments. Our neighbors are always carrying these canisters around. And they use them for heating, and there are no emissions anywhere. That is, it all burns inside the apartment. Let me show you. You plug it into an outlet so that all the controls work. There's a CO2 sensor in there. Basically, it's got everything you need. But what's the point? The point is, it's the 21st century, the year 2025. People are burning kerosene in their apartments and the exhaust stays inside. Kids and everyone else basically are breathing all of this in. Naturally, this leads to mold and humidity, because when kerosene burns, it releases steam. And these heaters, they're being advertised promising savings, about twice as cheap as electricity. There are also cheaper ones like this. This is Europe in the 21st century.
And gentlemen, you could see this. How could this happen at this 21st century? You know, this is Europe. You heard it, and it's not me that said it. This is Europe in this 21st century, going back to kerosene. I don't want to say much, but you should use your tongue to count your teeth. What is really going on the side of Europe? You just had it very clear. I don't want to say anything. That you should see why these guys are fighting all look and cranning in the Sahel region. But just a couple of 3 years plus, am I right? A couple of 3 years. Okay, guys, you could see that how could these guys go back using kerosene at this 21st century? Oh? If you go some part of the Africa now, I think they have forgotten what we call kerosene. Some part of Africa, because kerosene is being used in the rural area. But now, this is the 21st century of Europe. So, guys, this should speak very louder than what you think, what is really going on, why these guys are fighting. Just of this reason, something happened in France government house. What really happened in France government house? We see them spraying manure that looks like, I mean, like pot. You guys come across that video. I don't want to show it here. It was so disgusting. Spraying manure around the government house of France. And this is government house that people are using this 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 car they used to carry waste all this waste water, smelling water. They bring them and pump manure around the government house of France. What is this telling you? There is a lot going on there which you guys have not known, that France economic has totally collapsed. You see what goes on, the protests. After now, all the protests now, they spray manure, smelling things, so smelling, stinking. I couldn't put it here because it's so disgusting in government house. So guys, I don't know why I'm just bringing this for you to understand why they are fighting so hard not to leave the Sahel region, because there is something that is going on that they will not tell you guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is where I bring these challenges, this the consign of France, Paris, that the consign of Paris, what the statement they make, that Nigeria want to sell their own property, their own uranium to anyone they feel like, and it become a particular consign to a particular country. So what does that tell you? That is why I bring all this, so that you could understand there. So ladies and gentlemen, first let's go and see what really goes on in Nigeria. How this man has never been humiliated like this before. I mean, Wike, you guys know Wike. Everybody know the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, you know, the lion of River State is everywhere. But at this point in time, it was so humiliated that even me, I was ashamed. You know, sometimes that we are talking government, whatever you sow, long time it will come back. The corruption that they project. Now look at how the armed forces is challenging the government. A whole the FCT government, the FCT minister in Abuja, another armed forces is challenging the government. What does this tell you? The corruption has eaten to deep, because these are the same people that they use to threaten the poor masses, the same armed forces to beat the poor masses. You know, if you own a property and they want to take it from you, they will send armed forces to come and beat you up. The same armed forces that was used to threaten the FCT minister. They did not even allow him to enter with all his official. They stopped them not to enter that particular parcel of land. So, ladies and gentlemen, take a look.
That they were acting on orders from a former chief of naval staff, while the minister argues that no formal allocation documents for the land had been presented by the military officers. Wike sharply rebuked the military personnel for their conduct, noting that intimidation of government officials with guns was unacceptable. While the officers, on their part, insist they were simply following instructions from above to guard or occupy the land.
Government order. He has no former. Okay, okay, can I tell something?
Sir, let me request to enlighten you. So there is no such thing as a former vice admiral.
Okay, thank you very much.
Vice admiral is vice admiral.
It's not an officer now. He's not serving in government. Even if he's serving in government, this is government property. Show me the document you have. You have no document.
So what document?
Bring the document.
I have documents and everything has been submitted, sir.
Excuse me, I'm the minister.
Yes, sir.
You cannot tell me. You cannot tell me that. We cannot continue to add in this impunity. Where is the approval even to build? You cannot continue this way. This country cannot continue along this line. How can that man at his level, even if he has a problem, he cannot reach me and say, look, I'm sorry, see what I have. You will send soldiers to intimidate who? We are all from this country. And this is government. You cannot be higher than any government. You cannot be carrying gun to intimidate people to not to do their work. Let me tell you, if not going to my first staff who spoke to me now, you could have killed everybody here. No problem. I'm not one of those that they can intimidate. I'm doing my job.
We are not intimidating anybody.
That's what you're doing.
The civilian, the engineer mobilized to site, and then staff or workers of FCT.
Yes.
Look at this. To intimidate them.
No, listen now.
We were
That is the problem.
threatening them. And that was when the engineer gave the order.
He cannot give order against government.
Because the papers are complete and he said
Well,
it's submitted.
are you the one? Listen, you know the problem you have. Are you the one that will say, paper? But show me that you are. First of all, show me that government gave you this place. Two, show me that you have an approval to build what you are building. It has nothing to do with I'm a vice admiral, I'm a lieutenant general. That is not it. We must work according to law. We must work according to law.
We forwarded everything to me.
And
Yes,
to you.
No, you don't tell like this. Don't tell like this.
You tried.
I said it. Don't tell like this. Don't tell like this. No, don't try. Don't tell it. Don't try.
Look at me, I'm lying.
I'm not lying. I'm not lying. More than you. Look at you. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
Small boy, but the commission of finance.
You cannot say this government. Go and get the documents. You don't have documents. The man took this Arab, we will not allow going and then you to carry that.
Sir, everything was acquired legally.
Will you stop
And sir,
that?
you get the
Will you stop that?
Sir, I'm an officer, I have integrity.
Shut up, your mouth,
Sir, I will not shut up.
will you get up?
Sir, I won't shut up. Sir, I'm a
I
commissioned
was in
officer.
school, you're not in school.
Sir, you can't shut
Will
me
you
up.
keep quiet?
You
If
can't
you're
shut
a
me
big
up, sir.
fool,
I'm not a
you are a big fool.
I'm not a
You
fool,
think you
sir.
can shoot anybody like that?
Sir, I'm not
You're
a
a big
fool.
fool. Are you
I am
talking
not
about?
a fool, sir.
As for the time I graduated, you were in primary school.
I'm acting on orders.
Take for which
You can't
order?
call me a fool.
You say what you will not do.
Sir, you can't call me a fool.
Go and develop your-
I'm an
go and
officer.
develop.
I'm not a fool, sir. I'm an officer.
You would have killed everybody here.
No, we won't kill anybody. We won't kill anybody. We are acting on orders.
Go and develop. Go and develop your, let me see you.
Regular officer, you won't call me a fool.
But we are going to
Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, you will see the reaction of Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister. He was so furious, he was very angry that he couldn't know what to do. But with the look of things, did you think as this is a minister, one of the FCT ministers, okay, is in charge, okay? Did you think that Wike himself should do this? You know, the way he was shouting, get out, all this thing. Does it really show a maturity of a potential leader? I think I want to drop that comment with you guys who will come across this video. The way he's shouting, the way he's behaving, I think it would have been a place of him as a potential and well-respected leaders to quiet and do the needful. Yes, he has the authority. He's an FCT minister. Okay, you guys don't want me to enter. Okay, I will talk to your who is in charge. Who is the person? Okay, no problem. Guys, let's go. But he was there shouting, and still yet, those armed forces did not allow him. And take a look of the picture, how they were, they were with gun close to them. So the other one was shouting, you people should shift back. Okay, guys, with your look of thing, what does this really tell you? That even the government himself is not, they know there is no respect for the government. Yes, because I in the other part of the Western world, or when the government have well respect for the people, I think the armed forces could not be able to stop them not to do what they do. So they are telling what this picture is telling you, that even the government cannot be able to do anything to the armed forces, because these are the same people that they use to intimidate the poor masses. The government use, when they protest, they will still send these armed forces to shoot them. When they protest, you see what is going on. So now the same thing that they do is coming back to them. So the question I want to ask you guys who will come across this video, did you think that what this armed forces did was the right thing? Yes. I don't know. And to me, yes, according to those officers, they said they are acting on the they are acting on the order they gave to them. And this is an officer. When they give them order, go here, do this, it is what they will do. But the question we should ask, should they act on the order on the FCT minister, that they could not even permit the FCT Wike and his official to go into that parcel of land to assess it? And they did not, they could not, Wike could not, they stopped them, they go back. So you see how Wike was furious. That shows us that the corruption, or what when the head is corrupt, what do you think of the body? The body will be corrupt. So guys, I don't know what to think, but let's take a look of what Wike have to say. Then let's take a look at brief what Wike have to say concerning this. Then we'll draw the curtain to the close. Take a look.
The land departments and the development control have been mandated to see where the illegal development going on and land grabbing. And when this was brought to my attention, I did instruct them to make sure that nothing takes place, in as much as they did not have any legal paper in terms of regional approval or even the acquisition of the land.